In 3, 2,
It's
1.
already live.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Thought Process. Today I'm with my special guest, Gilbert Santos,
So
my
man,
brother, my best friend. How you doing?
good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, man. How's
Yeah.
business this
This is
time
good.
around?
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So for all of you who don't know, Gilbert does window cleaning. He's got his own window cleaning company that specializes in beach homes here in Southern California. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your business and how everything is going so far.
Oh, business is good. It's it's good. I mean, it's got its up and downs, but for now we're experiencing some new experiences, new lessons about business, and so we're in that trend. We're in that where we're just learning right now. Whatever is happening, whatever the causes are, we're just learning and helping.
So you're kind of building it as you go. But I've known you for quite some time now. You didn't always do window cleaning, right?
No.
What have you done?
Well, no, I did. I worked for a window cleaning company.
Oh, you did?
About 10 years ago. 10 years ago, and that's how I kind of started that trade of window cleaning, which was pretty cool. It was a good experience, but at that time I wasn't thinking about business or anything like that. I was just,
So why were you working in windows? Like, what brought you there?
Do you know what? It was a job, man. I needed a job, and I met it was through a friend. He was the actual manager, and I told him, I'm like, hey man, I need some work, and he's like, yeah, come on. He asked me for my resume, dude, for window cleaning. I was like, oh damn, this is pretty serious. So I went and took my resume. They had a really nice office and warehouse. It was more like the warehouse. It was pretty cool. And the vibe was pretty good. I was like, it's good. And right away he told me, yeah, when can you start? And it was I liked it. It was something different. I was outdoors all the time, from house to house. Great, beautiful homes, by the way, in Newport Beach, Corona Del Mar, all of that. So I mean, it was fun. It was fun, and I was young. I was like 22.
You were 22 at the time?
I was 22 at the time. Yeah.
And so what, like before this or before that time in your life, what were you doing before then? Like what type of work?
I was I did check cashing. It was like a check cashing place. You just I was a teller. Where else did I work? An aerospace company. It was aerospace company, just shipping and receiving type thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was fun. That was a good one. That was a good time. It was pretty cool.
And then you said you told me a little while ago that you also worked at Home Depot.
Oh, I did Home Depot.
Right?
How could I forget?
I did Home Depot. How long were you there?
Dude, I was there for about 4 years.
4 years.
And then I left, and then I came back for part time. So we've been with the company for in total 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite some time. I think I only did 2 or 3 years at the most. But it was at the time where they started getting rid of their more experienced employees.
Oh, okay.
The guys that used to make like $20 an hour back then. The overhead was too high, and I kind of see it as a downfall because now they have kids who don't really have any experience in any of the departments that they work in. So you have kids getting out of high school working in hardware. They have no idea what hardware is, right?
Yeah.
Or what kind of bolts go where. Like, and they're training. Nobody does their training.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a part time. It's a job, man, and they hire. Not everybody, but most for the most part, a lot of, they just it's a job. But that's where I met, one time I consider him a mentor. He was my manager. I was part of the freight team at night.
No way.
So I was like freight team. So it was cool.
I did freight team.
We had a tight group. It was good, but because of the manager, man, that manager taught me a lot. And I'm taking what I've learned from him into my own company.
Like what?
It was
like what kind of lessons did you learn?
he was a leader, man. He was a leader. He wasn't a boss. He was a leader. He was there, man, with us working, man. He would get on our asses though. He would fucking be like, "Wow, I need you," and I was like, "Damn."
What are the differences between what you consider a leader and a boss?
Oh well, a leader is somebody that pushes their people, and he's always there with them, showing them support, not just telling them what to do. I feel like that's a boss.
Okay.
It's like, hey, I need you to do this. And
right.
It's more like, look, guys, we got to get this shit done, and let's work as a team. And the team actually sees that, and it's like, damn, the manager, he's out here with us, man. He's sweating with us, so it's not like he's just telling us what to do, giving us orders. No, he was there.
He was in the trenches with you guys.
He was in the trenches, man. But he was hard. He expected, if you gave him the time and you gave the dedication to that position, he would give his time to teach me, and it was cool, man. I learned a lot from that guy. And
that's how it should be, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, nowadays you get some people that become a boss or a manager, and because of the title, they hold a little. They feel like they hold a little bit of power over you, right?
Yeah.
And everybody hates those people. Nobody likes to work with them, and I feel like most of the time nothing ever gets done because the people are not motivated to do it.
It's about respect, man. I feel like you need to earn that respect, and then in order to earn that respect is by working hard, by showing them and being a leader. And that's what I'm bringing to Pure One, window cleaning, Orange County. That's what I'm bringing to Pure One is that, dude, I'm working every day, man. I'm in the sun, but I like it because now I know. And when the company grows, our target is 5 trucks in 5 years. So when it grows, I want that leadership. I want everybody to understand that it's a job, and it's a lot of people don't see it as something they aspire to be when they grow up, but it's a good paying job. It's pretty good. I like it, and it's not for everybody either because it's tough. It might not seem like it's a lot, but it's hard work.
Yeah. I mean, I've been there a couple times.
You've done it. Yeah. There you go.
I helped you out a few times, and gosh, it's very labor intensive.
Yeah.
There's not too much to it, but there's a lot of details that if you miss can make it or break it, right?
Yeah. And it could be really easy. You can just go by and just, squeegee the window and that's it. But I take pride in my work. So for that, it's more tedious. It's more like, no, they're paying money, it's not cheap either. So they're paying money. So I got to deliver, I get paid for what I do and what I deliver. So if I want to, charge the big bucks, you have to come in, ready to work and ready to show them that you're worth that money, because it's all about value. Mm-hmm. That's the value that we're providing our client is for them to sit back, enjoy some Netflix or whatever, and us do the hard work.
And what would you say that the difference between you and a mom and pop shop is? Between
first of all, our name, it's Pure One. It's I feel it's very marketable. It's not Santos like my last name, where it's not, and I'm not trying to throw shade on that. It is people would want to have a mom and pop shop. They just want to get by and be good. But I want to create from the moment that I started this, I was like, I want to create a company. I want to create a company that can employ a lot of people and create leaders, because that's what I want. I want to be more of the mentor. But in order to get there, it's a lot of work, and you got to get
going through that now, right?
And I'm going through the trenches, yes.
And so you would say that fall would be naturally it's your slowest time of the year.
At the moment, yes.
Right.
At the moment, yes, because we're starting, so we're going after those monthlies to keep it going. But hopefully, our goal in the coming years, our goal is to be busy year round. Because we don't just do window cleaning, we do gutter cleaning, we do pressure washing, we do chandelier cleaning, we do a lot of stuff. I try to give a lot of value to our clients. It's like one of those one-stop shop where able to. I've even done the Christmas lights, and
So in the during Christmas and
during Christmas I tried it out.
season.
Didn't work for me. That's not my specialty. So it's kind of like, but I do it for certain clients that they ask me because we have the ladders, we have all the equipment. So I'll do it for them, and honestly, it's a good time because it's something that we don't do that often, so it's very different. And the clients they love it. They love that we can help them out. So
man, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, dude. So how has opening this business affected your life?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. I even tattooed it on my cat.
Huh?
I even tattooed it on my cat. That's how much it impacted me in my life.
So maybe you want to show somebody. I don't know if you. I don't want you to take off your pants, dude.
They're a little tight, man. they're a little tight, but it's there. It's there. When if they hire us, they'll see the tattoo. But man.
Why was it that you put it on?
Oh man, it was a game changer for me. It was a game changer for me in my personal life, where I was very stagnant. I wasn't really do much. I was working, I was taking care of my daughter and stuff like that. But other than that, I wasn't really doing anything. But I've always wanted to start my business. I've always wanted to work by on my own and be my own boss kind of thing. But I just didn't. It was one of those, I was younger, and it was just whatever, But I found the mastermind that we've been to for a while now, for a long time, and that kind of like really pushed me to start thinking about the business and start thinking about because I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was like, man, window cleaning is cool. It's very profitable and it's good, and I like it.
And you saw the success of another company.
Oh yeah,
right?
Man! I went through their climb, and I went through their downfall.
So, you want to tell us a little bit about that? Obviously, keep.
Yeah, I mean, what it taught me was, how to not to get too good for, lose touch of reality. The owner he lost touch of reality. He started making a lot of money. He just didn't continue that drive. He didn't continue that work, because this is a marathon. This is not a short race. This is not 100. This is for the long run, And when you're at the top, you really want to push harder. But that's some people, Unfortunately, he chose that path. And
some people become comfortable, right? And then they start. Yeah. They're making. How much was that company making?
Oh man,
a week.
I want to say, because I never saw the books, but I want to guess $10,000.
$10,000 a week.
But it's like,
and you have to remember that it's mostly all just labor. Like your overhead is just labor, a little bit of material, but most of that is profit. Right?
Yeah, there is, but there's also a lot of liability, because we're on ladders. You could fall, so it's tough. It's profitable, but it's tough. It's tough business. I see. It's tough industry.
So he went from making $10,000 to making nothing.
Essentially, the company's still there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's still there still. But nah, I mean, damn, that guy.
What do you do? What happened?
He had a good life. He enjoyed himself, but I think a little too much to where it just, so, you had balance.
He crashed. He had a crash, like he mentally, like himself. He, like he wasn't able to keep up with it, or.
He was just partying, man. He went down that slope. Partying. Yeah, he was just partying, having a good time. And they caught up to him. So, I mean, but that, like I said, it showed me a lot. It showed me what to do when we're at the top, because we're going to be at the top, So I want to be able to, and I have a great team, Robert with eyes, great mentor as well, and great assessor, great, So it's good, man. So he keeps me grounded sometimes. He keeps me to be like, hey, man, we're not there yet. Chill. All right. It's hard. Hey, man, we're still learning. We're still learning. And I don't think we're ever going to stop learning. It's just a matter of just getting it done, man. Getting it done. And I constantly learn new things. And new things to better myself and my business. So I have good friends. That really, because that's what you need, man. You need people that want to see you succeed. You don't want those haters. Even if it's just one friend, man, that's gonna make a lot of difference. As opposed to having nobody that's pushing you and it's just
like one
party.
quality friend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. And
they like to party too. Cause
like to party. It's funny because when I first met you guys, I was talking to Greg about that on here in one of the previous episodes where I was also in a place when I was 24, 25. I was in a place where I had done everything. I've done fast food, I've done retail, warehouse, security. Like I did security for venues.
Yeah.
I did that in itself. It was crazy because now looking back at it, you had like a sense of power over people.
Yeah.
Some
of these security guards, man,
but that's what I'm saying.
They do their law,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, one time we had a concert at the Irvine Amphitheater where hundreds of people were jumping over the fence to get in for free. Once you're in, like you're in, no like yeah. So we had to respond to that. I saw people in fights. I saw a girl tried to run over and jump over the fence, and she ate it, but she had like a broken foot. So we were like, well, you're in, I guess. You have a broken foot and you're even running through this.
That's dedication right there, man.
Yeah, so we kind of we didn't know what to do, man. We were just tripping out. We were like, what's going on right now?
Damn.
I saw people get jumped. A whole lot of people got arrested. It was crazy, man. Damn. It's security. I give it up to them, dude. They have to deal with a lot of bullshit.
I'm sure they do, man.
So I did that. I also did parking attendant. Man, dude, that was probably the most boring job I have ever done. You just sit there, you wait for people, and it was the intersection of Jamboree and Bristol by the subway.
Mm-hmm.
You know that big brown building? It's Bayview, the Bayview building in Newport. It's like brown.
I think so. Yeah.
So that was the parking structure, and the thing is that the parking structure was just for employees. So employees would be busy in the morning, and then there would be nothing until like when they left. So for 8 hours, I'm just over here, doing nothing, just nothing. There was nothing to do. So I read sometimes.
What did you read, man? What were you reading?
Back in that day? Gosh, back in the day, maybe I was 20.
20. Okay. And you're pretty young.
Yeah.
So you were just fucking working. You were just
like I just didn't. Yeah, but I didn't even know what to. I hated it, man. I hated it.
How long did you stick? How long did you stay?
No more than 6 months.
Damn, 6 months to you. 6 months.
No more than 6 months. Well, because I did. Dude, you know what, dude? I think it was like 3.5 months, but I quit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the supervisor, dude, at that time, made it very difficult to work there. It is what it is. Yeah. But I've had so many odd jobs, dude. I worked at Home Depot too. Did the freight at night.
Went to do the gun range.
Oh,
what a night, man!
So Gilbert, why didn't you tell these people what you made me go through, man?
I didn't make you. I was gonna pay you. No, we go ahead and. Well, see, just to give it a. I was kind of not duped into it, but it was like they didn't really explain to me what was going on and what was going to happen. There was a lot of theories. There was a lot of stories. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna go in. We're gonna clean some guns," and I'm like, "Cool." I mean, I've never really I've never really fired a gun, let alone clean it. But I'm cool. It was, it paid $150 cash. I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah, a few years ago, right?
Yeah, and then yeah, man, we still, they told me, and we were there, and it was like during the night. It was, all nighter, and I get there, man. My brother came along, bunch of my friends came along, and they thought, and I told them, because that's what they told me. They're like, it's $150, just go in there and get it done, and that's it. And we leave when we're done. So I was like, okay, cool. But we were just there, to make some extra cash, but also have fun because it was Friday night. So Friday night. So we get to the gun range. Everybody's saying, "Oh, we're just gonna clean guns. We're just gonna be dusting off." I was thinking, man, we're gonna go in there. We're gonna clean like the floors, the windows. Cause that's. I was like, but man, once they started explaining the whole process, they're like, "Whoa, you see that rubber where the bullets fall? That's where you guys are cleaning up. So we got to get all that rubber cleaned up and get all the bullets out." So it's just a shovel and in your will to fucking survive in there because that shit was hot, dude. And we were wearing bunny suits.
Yeah.
We were all covered up.
So just to give a little bit more of a description. So you're in a gun range, a closed gun range with barely any air conditioning.
There was, but we were so deep in there that we couldn't feel it.
So we were at the back of the room next to black rubber. Like it must have been made from tires.
Yeah, it's right. It was pretty heavy. Yeah, I don't know if it was tires. I don't think it was tires, no? But it was pretty heavy. Well, it's rubber, man. But
it's like rounded rubber.
This is a whole mountain of just rubber.
Grounded rubber.
Yeah, and bullets are just so.
And
you could
bullets,
imagine.
so you have a lot of like shells.
And people are going crazy in those gun ranges. They don't think about the guys that clean it. They don't.
I always wondered. I did always wonder how people clean that.
Oh man! Well, you went through it.
Well, I went through it, man. Next thing you know, we're like Breaking Bad in bunny suits and hazmat attire.
Oh man, dude, that was good.
And you had goggles, like protective eyewear, that for some reason just not in 5 minutes, and your steam was creating a screen on your goggles, man. Them, you couldn't see anything.
It was crazy, but you know what? I did it for a couple of Saturdays. I did it
until you learned.
Because I was not. Then I became in charge of it. Because the guys that took me, they kind of left. They left. So the guy was like, "Hey,
I know. I remember
I just started going, and I created a system that really helped us out. And we were the first night that we actually went, we finished at about fucking 8 a.m. And two cleanings after that, it was still the same. We were finishing, so there was no organization. There was no plan, man. There was no leader. Just bosses telling us what to do, and that shit was. We were bumping into each other, like we were really getting tired.
And then it was like a physical feat because for 8 straight hours, with a 30-minute break to eat In-N-Out burger.
Yeah,
you come on, man! Like it was so physically tiring, man.
It was fun, man.
Like your back was aching, your arms were dead. A big challenge. Did Robert ever do that? No, he said he would, but he never
couldn't survive.
No, I thought I remember him going.
But no, man, and even then, I took some leadership into creating a system that worked because I was getting tired of leaving there at fucking 8 a.m. After when we got it down to we left at 5 one time. Mm-hmm. We were just boom, 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 and the same guys kept coming back. They liked it. Most of them came back, so we had a little system because people would go one time and never again would I see them. So it was a constant trying to get people to come and help, come and work. But obviously I stopped doing that. I mean,
now good. I wanted to touch a little bit on how important it is to make a system. And a system of everything, like even your schedule and routine and all of that. The older we get, the more. And now that we have so much stuff going on, you need a system to put things in place. And I know that you've been building one.
Yeah.
For your company. How important and how much? What is the difference that it makes from what you're doing now with the system that you have in place to when you first started?
When I first started Pure One. I cleaned a preschool. And that time, it was the beginnings of the mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like thinking about it and trying to come up with names and see what it was going to be.
How many years ago?
3 years ago. About 3 years ago now.
So 2016.
Yeah, I think it was around there. We started, and I get a call from my friend. Her mom, she has a house cleaning business,
Mm-hmm.
and they were cleaning the preschool. And she called me. She's like, "Hey, yo, you want to come down and clean it?" And she sent me pictures, and I didn't have any tools. I didn't have anything, but I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll worry about whatever I need later." And I didn't really have a lot of money to invest in the tools, so I went. My sister, she told me, she's like, "Hey, can you deliver a patient? They're gonna go to LA and they're gonna get some tests done." And I'm like, and she's like, "I'll give you $100." I'm like, "All right, cool." I'm like, so, and it was that Saturday. It was the same day, so I figured I'd drop them off really early, come back in time to go, and it was in Laguna Niguel, to go and clean those windows, and it was my first time. So I was excited, man. At the same time, I was kind of scared because I didn't know how to bid it that well. Because I'm like I said, I clean windows, but there was a big break before I went back. So I was kind of like, how much should I charge her, blah blah blah. So and I've only seen pictures. I didn't go see it in person. I just gave her a price over the phone, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. So
how much? If you don't mind me asking, how much did you charge at that time?
I think like $150
for a whole preschool.
Like $150
for a whole preschool.
Yeah, it was a small. It wasn't like a huge. It was small, but it was a lot. It was a lot. But hey, man, it was that that drive that I was like, I'm just gonna clean it. Whatever I get, it was cool. So that Saturday, I dropped the guy off in the morning, and I'm waiting for him. He's not coming out, and it's like 12 already, and nothing. This guy's like, I'm like, damn, I had to be there at 2. LA, man, we're like deep in downtown LA, so the traffic is horrible. And he wouldn't come, so I called my sister. I'm like, hey, man, this guy, I don't know what happened. Like, I've been here for a while, and I have to go. I have to go clean a preschool. She's like, okay, that's fine. Just I'll pick him up. I'll pick him and just take off. So, and she gave me the $100. So on the way there, I see a janitorial store in LA, and I get off, and I had $100. I'm like, this is it. This is what I'm gonna buy the stuff for. So I go in there and I pick up a bucket, a squeegee, some towels, a nap, the stuff that we use to brush the windows, some soap, and that's it, man. I get in my car and I'm taking off, and I'm going down the toll road, and this is already like 4 p.m. The lady's calling me, you're not gonna get me. I was like, man, I'm on my way. And I get there, I get to the school. It was about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I get there, and the windows are too high. I can't reach. So I run back into my car, and I go to Lowe's. Luckily it was like nearby, and I pick up a step ladder, and I go back, and I'm cleaning the windows, and the carpet guys were there too, so they were doing like a major cleanup. And I get there, the school was pretty big. It wasn't like huge, but it was pretty big.
How many hours did it take you?
From 5 to 9 p.m.
So 4 hours?
Like 4 hours, yeah. Yeah, like
Wow.
4 hours. And dude, I started cleaning the windows, the carpet. People left, and they were like, "No, just lock up, and then that's it." I was like, "All right, cool." So it's 7 o'clock, and I'm still going, and I was like, "Man, this is a lot. This is a lot." And I'm just going, and I didn't eat. I didn't eat at all, but my adrenaline, man, I didn't even feel hungry. It was more, man, I got to get this done, and it was getting darker and darker. And I was like, "Oh God!" And then it was like 8:30, and it's dark, and I'm cleaning the screens. It's at the end of the night. I'm done with the windows. I'm just cleaning the screens, but I clean them next to a window.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I went like this, and I splashed all over the window. I didn't have any more towels. The few that I had, they were all wet, like soaked, because I use those things, man. Yeah. I was like, and I didn't have anything.
You had paper towels?
I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything to wipe it down.
But how were you wiping them before?
Oh, with the squeegee and with the towels. I would
wipe what kind of
towels? Surgical towels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the best. Those are the best for cleaning windows because they don't leave any lint.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no more left, and I see the window, and I'm just like, damn, like what do I do now? I was like, what? No more dry towels, And I was all right, cool. So I finished drying the screens, and I'm just like, all right, man, I gotta dry this window. Like, it needs to be clean. Dude, I take off my shirt, and I was like, I'm in a preschool, taking off my shirt in the middle of the night. Like, I hope nobody sees
like
me, man. And it was like a
right?
really nice neighborhood, so they're watching, so
Yeah.
they know what's going on in the neighborhood. And I was like, but you know what? If I'm gonna start my business, it's gotta start right, and I don't want to leave any unclean windows or any other. And dude, the window, there was a refrigerator in front of it on the inside, so nobody would ever tell if it was dirty or not. Nobody would ever see it. But I was like, nah, this is Pure One. This is going to be a very high end window cleaning company that provides the best service, and I have to clean it. Even if I had taken my shirt, we're going to clean that window. And that's when I knew too. I was like, all right, this is for me. Let's do this. This is gonna be good. And then Pure One came, but it was a really that's why time. it was like, hey man, this is it. Let's do this. If I'm willing to take out my shirt to clean a window that nobody's ever gonna see, that then
this will be it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get it.
Awesome,
let's get it rolling. Yeah.
And so that was 16. I met you guys 2017. Like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
2.5 years ago? Well, I mean, we met before, right? But we never, I never knew of the mastermind, or I never hung out with you guys regularly. Yeah. And then you guys started as 12 people in the mastermind.
Oh, man, we started with a lot of people.
Right?
Yeah.
And when I reached out to you guys were still meeting, but only two of you. And it just happened to be Robert and yourself.
Yeah.
And then luckily, I joined, and then ever since now, we've been working on our own businesses.
Yeah.
It's been some crazy times, huh?
Hey man, I went to college. for because during the mastermind, I'm like, I want to learn a lot more about business and this and that. But I ended up taking a English math class and a history class. Nothing to do with, but it's to do with business. Nothing. I just wanted to go to college, man. And I was pumped. We were like, getting things done. I'm like, I'm going to college. And I went. It was like I lasted like 3 months, man. When I realized, nah, man, I need to focus on my business. Like this is not helping me. Yeah. Like history is cool.
Yeah.
I ended up dropping that class. In math, it was, man. I'm not proud of my math skills, that's for sure. But
I recently went back to not school, but I'm taking a class for property management. They basically just they show you the ins and outs of property management. But I've realized from the first day that I went, which was Thursday, I realized that it's not even about the class itself. It's about listening to other people doing the same work, because I felt like I already knew everything. But the thing is that everything that I knew is theory, because I've never really practiced it. Like, it's common sense, but you never practice it, so it's theoretical because you don't know if it works. So after going to the class and listening to the guy talk about how he's had like 35 years doing property management.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
And the experiences, everything that he shared, man, there's so much to learn, man. And that's in every field, Even you want to be a McDonald's cash register, well, guess what? Like, you have to know your customer skills. You have to be able to communicate effectively.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to count money, right? You have to learn a lot of things. Yeah. And some people, they don't take the time to learn.
And that's where I was going to get at. You whatever you do, just it doesn't matter if you're McDonald's cashier, whatever. It's how you do it, man. You just enjoy it, and have goals to better yourself and become an owner of a McDonald's if you like it, or stuff like that. But it's the way you do things, and with me, it's the same thing when I'm working, with a client's home. It's like, man, I give them my best, and I've never really given in my best at other jobs because they were just jobs. But this became my life. This has become like what I do now. I'm a window cleaner. I'm a professional window cleaner, and I take pride in that, because we make a difference in a client's home. Like they're more, and it's like I feel like it's
Well,
good.
it's funny because it's you say it all the time
Yeah.
that when you're in those homes and you're thinking about it, when you want to talk to the clients about it, you tell them, you have $1 million view, you have to have you have to keep that $1 million view. Like, what are you going to be sitting on top of a hill, overlooking the ocean with stains all over you? Come on, man.
And that's where it's at, because window cleaning is electric. Not a lot of people think about their windows, when they're trying to make it.
Yeah, mine are.
Exactly.
Dude, they gotta be
exactly.
Clean, but I don't
we have other priorities.
Yeah.
But those are our target market. Those are our clients, the people that can't afford it and have those $1 million views. And I see them all the time. And I have a great relationship with my clients. We call them clients, but I call them my friends. People that they're cool. They're really nice people.
Yeah.
They're the nicest people. My clients, and I talk to them and I tell them. One time, one of my clients was sitting out. He lived in Corona Del Mar. He upgraded, man. They're always upgrading, but that view, man, it was amazing. It was like in Corona Del Mar. There's this place. It's like foresty, and then it leads to Newport Beach. So it's really nice. So you get a little bit of both. And he's sitting out there with a beer in his computer. And I came up to him, like, "Can I ask you a question?" I was like, when people see you, out here in your balcony, do you think they say, "What a lucky guy! What a lucky guy to have that view"? And I was like, but little do they know that the struggle and the hard work it took you to get to this place. So I'm like, I don't see that lucky. I see that as success, as progress. And he's just like, "Oh, I know, man. I'm telling you." And I was like, "I want that. I want this view." He's like, "Get it, man. Just do it. Just get it done."
I think it's all about picking something and putting in the work.
Yeah.
And then everything else comes with it.
Yeah.
But you have to put in the work.
Yeah, but I mean, as much as I love window cleaning, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be cleaning windows for the rest of them. I want to be an entrepreneur and get different businesses, open different businesses. But this is but I have to build this one first. I have to really.
You have to. Dedicate it 100% before you move on to the next.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it's a one-entrepreneur. Like
yeah.
You say that a lot.
It's hard. It's hard though. It's hard because we have a lot of ideas, right? We have a lot of things that we want to do.
I feel like ideas are endless. They pour out of my ears, but it's really hard to articulate those ideas and bring it into fruition. It's really hard. Yeah. You gotta connect the pieces. You have to do a ton of research. You have to know the right people. You have to build the right connections. It's so much work, man. But right now I think property management it's helping me figure out how I'm gonna manage my own properties later.
That's cool.
And it's I'm also learning a lot about people and tenants and the difference between me and then somebody who is a tenant of mine, like a resident in one of the communities that I manage, and then the way of thinking, and because, dude, I mean, I've gone into some apartments, man. You would not believe it, dude.
No, I do. I've seen them. I worked with you. I worked with you.
You worked with me a little bit. But did you go to the last one we were at? The big one?
San Angelo?
Yeah.
I didn't go in, but I saw the outside.
Okay, the inside, man. You know what? I've seen worse.
Really?
Yeah. I went into this apartment one time with people living in there. It looked like a third world country in there. We paint apartments white when we move into them. Mm-hmm. This thing was brown, black spots up all the way to the ceilings. The carpet was all done. Like, you could not imagine. Like, imagine just dogs peeing on it day to day. Like,
horrible.
Clothes everywhere. Mountains of clothes that went up to the ceiling, dude. Like, this, it makes me think about how just different it is. Like, I may not be the cleanest person, but there's no big mess. Like you can walk around, you can.
Yeah.
I know where everything is, but there's just the thought process of other people, like how they think, their mentality. Um, there's the psychological aspects of their life. It's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, it's also, it could be hoarding, So I mean that falls into all of that, because we went to go clean a house a long time ago, and this lady, you couldn't even walk. She made a path, but other than that, it was stacked, and we were like, "Damn, we're gonna get lost in here." But she wanted her windows clean. I was like, "Damn, like you gotta get rid of all this before you." So we were like going through some stuff, man, and I was like, "Damn, this is a lot." But for her, it was normal. It was like, and I see that, I'm like, that's never gonna happen.
That's
but
some people they're not that they're sick, but they have like mental issues where
yeah, I mean, I could be a hoarder at times where I keep like stuff, but not a lot, like that. It's like little things here and there that I want to, like my
do you
mom.
think that there's a spectrum, like
Yeah, I mean,
spectrum of different levels?
I do it because it's more sentimental value. It's more like this is something that's irreplaceable.
Like you put a lot of emotional value in things, right?
Yeah, my mom gave me a little remote control car about this big, like a little monster. It's not a monster truck, but it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
She gave it to me. Oh, dude, I was like 21. She gave it to me, and I haven't opened it. It's in the box. It's sitting up in my closet. I was like, and my daughter, she's always like, Dad, let's play. Let's take it out. I was like, no, leave it alone. It's good right there, because it's like, come on, my mom gave me a remote control car at like 20, 21. So I'm like, she really thought of something, and she really thought that I would like it, so why not conserve it?
It might be worth something later in life, man, too.
Hey, man, I got a Barbie. I got a Barbie. Like a millennial Barbie, the 2000 Barbie. It's in the box.
You have one?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm doing it for monetary value. For the value that it might have. All those things? Come on, man. Why not? But that same thing, that Barbie, I don't it's in a box. It's hidden.
Yeah, damn, that's so crazy. So, what about cleaning windows fulfills you? Like what?
Wow.
Like the act of just cleaning, the fact that you're making it different,
because it's a change, it's a difference, yeah.
And you enjoy that because you're obviously like very clean. You've always been very like super clean.
Oh,
you guys always done your haircut.
I get that hair.
But is that how, like, were you always like this? Is that part of your nature, or
I don't know, man.
How were you able to extend your, because I feel like like your image into the building.
Exactly. So I tell my daughter this all the time. I'm like, London, people like her homework and stuff. I'm like, please write it neatly. Like everything you do needs to be really neat, because that's the way people are going to perceive you. But what type of work you hand in is just the way they're going to see who you are. And if you throw in, turning some shitty ass work with shitty ass writing, they're going to be like, she didn't even try. She didn't even try. And that's for me the same thing. Like I want them to rehire me again. I want them to call up Pier 1 again. So I want to make sure that it is like to my standards. My standards are pretty high. I mean, you
yeah, but I mean, like, why?
Because it's a reflection of who I,
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's what I want them to perceive me as, is this guy really takes pride in his work, and
because you really do. It's not. It's self-apparent. You really do.
Because it's value. It's the value that we provide. It's the value that I want to provide, and to me, that's really cool. And
you're right. It's a luxury. It's got to be the Mercedes-Benz of the cars.
Yeah, man. You gotta get the best. If you're playing for that $1 million view, you gotta get the best.
Mm-hmm.
And we're striving for that. We're striving for that. We're working, updating our equipment constantly to be on top of that, because time is money as well. We're trying to run a business. We're running a business, so we want to make money. And
that's awesome, man. That's really cool. I really Appreciate you talking about all your
Yeah, it's cool.
endeavors.
Man. I like it. I like talking about it because it's like I said. I tattooed it on my calf because it did. It made a difference. It made a difference in.
Yeah, I don't know about
that.
tattooing, or are you just gonna make a sleeve of companies you've created?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's not
Maybe.
bad.
I don't know.
That's not a bad idea.
Why not, man? It's
Like you're gonna be walking around like, huh?
And
you invented the next Apple? Wow!
And if one day I sell it for $1 million over, then it'd be like, hey man, this
cover up tattoo.
Nah, man, it made me a millionaire.
Yeah,
made me a millionaire.
That's gonna be your story.
Because that's what tattoos are, are generally. If you're not drug, you get a tattoo.
What is it?
It's meaning.
Oh, okay.
It's meaning, so it's like.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, Vortex.
Yeah, I don't know about tattooing that on my. I don't know, like tattoos are weird, man.
Why?
Because they're permanent. Like you can't get rid of them. And
but you know what? You kind of tend not to forget about them, but they become part of you. So it's like whether it's a bad tattoo or a good tattoo, it's part of you.
No, yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. I don't see anything wrong with them. It's just
the regret at like 40 years
like,
later.
What if I put something on and then I don't believe in that anymore, and I still have to have it on? You know what I mean? Body's a temple, bro.
That's if you're putting like some religious type of stuff, or what are you talking about? Like just like the events? Because it's mostly, I don't
know. It just depends.
It depends on the person.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I have some pretty whatever tattoos like these, but
they're pretty generic enough to wear.
I was 18.
The meaning.
I was 18 years old.
Now, cool. Why? Okay, so why did you put on tattoos? And you know what's funny is that you're a business owner, but it doesn't matter because. Like you're gonna be able to hire whoever you want. Like if they have tattoos, it's as long as they bring in the type of work that you provide and that you want for them to provide.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't matter.
I mean,
but it does change the appearance at times. No,
it does. Yeah. I mean, well, it's a company too, so there's policies and it's like we're not trying to discriminate on everybody, but I mean we're also want to present a good. Like if you have a bunch of tattoos, I mean, it's gonna be like
yeah. See, like the face tattoos nowadays,
kind of crazy.
I see a lot of people with face tattoos now.
But man, like those people, I don't think they want to clean windows. I don't think.
What do you think they're artists?
They're artists, man. They're people that belong in tattoo shops or just creating stuff. But yeah, I've never seen a window cleaner. I don't know. Yeah.
Man, that's so interesting. So when you were 18, you were like, I'm just going to put on some tattoos or what?
No, you know what? No, I'm sorry. It was just 21. I was 21.
21.
What
made you get tattoos?
I don't know, man. They're just cool. They're cool. They're cool. They're cool. It's like, yeah, I got a tattoo. And,
they're cool.
I don't know. But now, like
would you get another one?
Now. Yeah, I want to get more tattoos.
Yeah. You thinking of a sleeve or what are you thinking?
Whole sleeve. Both hands.
Both hands.
Both hands.
It's pretty ballsy.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you why not.
My next.
I don't have any, so I can't. I don't have any skin in the game. I don't have any tattoos.
You're missing out, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
Everybody's different, man. Some people like it, some people don't. As long as, but that's cool that you respect the art.
Yeah, because it's actually now that I get older, I'm really into art. For some whatever reason, man, I never have. Like I took some art classes in high school, but outside of that, like I've always known I've had some sort of creative side to me, but I've never really explored it in depth. But art, like when people create art, it's so insane that they can articulate their mind, like their thoughts, and they're putting it on paper or canvas or walls. Like even graffiti art is really, really cool. I could never do that.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say never, right? But I don't see myself doing something like that.
What's your art, man? What do you think? What's
Me?
your art? Yeah.
I am trying to figure that out. I really don't know. I mean, I was pretty good with like oil pastels and just like chalk.
I mean, what's your art? Different type, of not literally art, but
Mm.
what are you working on as part of
Right
art?
now.
Yeah,
Well,
the
the
podcast.
podcast is probably one of my creative avenues right now that I'm
That's cool.
that and
Got you out of
then
the comfort zone.
yeah,
It
it's
does, man.
really it's different because you're going it's this is us like
Yeah,
I'm
it's pretty intimidating. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like sitting here and I'm like, man, I hope I look good. I get the good side back. It's
Yeah.
tough. I get it, man.
Yeah.
But we have to get out of our comfort zone.
Yeah,
This is one of
actually
them, definitely.
yesterday we Greg and I we grabbed some lunch or some dinner rather, and we walked into a shop. The shop owner was just about to close, and it's all about vintage
Oh,
clothing.
nice.
And I was thinking about it, and I saw it, man, and he's been doing it for like 11 years, so quite some time. Maybe not 20 years, but it's still 11 years of doing something,
Man.
sticking to it. And so I just sparked a conversation with him, and we're probably gonna have him on
That's cool.
in 2 months because I'm still working in the damn studio. I've been trying to get those damn captures out, but it's been
It takes time, man.
it takes time. Everything takes time, and
Building all of this, I've been learning because we're starting our own. But
yeah, why don't
Man,
you
it's-
plug that in? Why don't you
it's-
plug that
it's-
into for people to
it's moved.
come and
Moved the mastermind.
the moved mastermind
coming
meeting.
soon to theaters near you and YouTube. Well, it's YouTube.
So that podcast is going to be all about business.
Mhm.
It's going to be about bringing in guests who are business owners who have been successful with their business ventures, whatever that means.
Yeah,
And we're also going to be reading books and giving a little bit of feedback and how we've applied those books to our life.
Mhm.
I think it's really interesting. I'm really excited to start that one.
That's
And
cool.
it's going to
gonna
be
an
between
experience.
myself, Gilbert Santos, and Robert Nunez. So
Yeah.
I hope that you guys come and visit that channel to learn a little bit about business. The first book that we're reading is Rich Dad Poor Dad, which we've already finished a couple times. In
Mhm.
fact, so
And I bought that book. I bought it at the swap meet. I bought 3 of them. I grabbed all the ones that I could for $1.
for $1,
For $1, and I gave them out to
dude,
people.
that's so crazy. Like
Yeah.
that person who was selling them obviously did not know the value of
Yeah.
these books.
It's another book in the pile, but that's a hidden gem. That's a hidden gem because it's a really good book. It's a really
Yeah,
good
it's
book.
all about the psychology of money,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
It's pretty much what it boils down to, which
Mhm.
I really like. Psychology is one of my favorite subjects. Even in school, like when I did like the counseling, the 1st
Mhm.
couple counseling classes, they talk a lot about psychology,
It's
and
cool.
I like it.
Well, the human mind is very, very powerful. It's very powerful.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's like I was mentioning, like this podcast is about bringing people. It could be business owners, it could be chefs, it could be musicians, it could be any
Anything.
walk of life. But I want to get to know that walk of life because I haven't been able
That's
to
cool.
experience it.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That's one of the things that I want to also learn is when we get to the guest is I want to know their struggle because it's tough. It's tough. This is a tough industry. It takes a while. It
you
takes
mean
a while.
business?
The business side of it, being an entrepreneur, it's tough. It's not man. We see all these like famous entrepreneurs and we're always like I'm always thinking like, oh man, what these guys, man, they're not sleeping, they're just grinding. And over here, like come back to reality, and I'm still kind of doing some of the same mistakes,
Sure.
but it's a learning process, man. It's I want to say I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm a learning entrepreneur. I'm still in the
Yeah, we're
learning
going
process.
to school.
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
still
moment,
learning. Yeah, I
we're
can't-
getting schooled with all these mistakes
Exactly.
we make
Yeah,
every day.
definitely. No, definitely.
But 20 years down the line, I hope to be in a different place. I hope that
Definitely, man. Definitely.
we've got our a few businesses by then.
I feel like life has stages, life has stages of adolescence, and then teenage years, and then you're going through that your 20s, and now I'm in my 30s, so it's like, all right, man, we got to get to business, we got to get to work, because you have to think about, this is the only life we have. This is it. This is all we're gonna get, and I don't want to be wasting my time doing something that I don't love, doing something that's just gonna make me get mad, frustrated. And so I was like, that's not the way to live.
And so you think that you love the art of business?
Yeah.
And the way, because I like creating things, but I've never had an output. Like I've never had a thing that I created besides like art pieces, like here and there. But outside of that, I've never really explored that creative side of me.
You should, man.
I mean, I'm doing it with this, and then I'm doing it with marketing, my business, the property management business. Marketing is really cool. It allows you to be as creative as you want, as crazy as you want, as long as you get your message out, people understand you, and they get what you're trying to do, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's it's not for everybody. People they love their jobs, and power
jobs are they're crazy, man. Because I've had plenty of them. I just never felt like I should be there.
Yeah, definitely.
So now that I'm doing this, I feel like I should be here. Like I'm doing the thing that I've always wanted to do. Because when you have a job, it's easy to forget about the big picture.
Yeah.
Like when I was in Home Depot, I had insurance. Yeah, I was quote unquote having like putting in money in 401k and for retirement.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, like I didn't really know the power of money or the psychological aspect of money. I didn't know any of that. I didn't know any of the effects of money on myself. And so I was living paycheck to paycheck. I never thought about my future because the 401k was getting full, and then on another hand, I was going to work and just doing the work. Like I wasn't thinking about the procedures. I wasn't thinking about the policies, the liabilities, the insurance, the clients, the cost. Like you don't really think about that. You just go in there and do what you're told. Yeah. So you don't really think. You just do, right?
Yeah.
And so I was never able to explore my creative side that way. But now that I'm doing my own thing and I'm creating this business, I'm able to make my own business card, my own logos, my own policies. Like it's up to me to do that. And it's really, really hard. It's no wonder why so many people fail. I get it. I don't want to bag on them. I get it. Trust me.
At least they tried.
Trust me. Even if you try and fail and you say this is not for me, I get you, because sometimes I'm like that. I'm like, dude, this is not for me. I just want to enjoy life. But then I think about the big picture, and it's, yes, I want to enjoy life now, but I want to enjoy life later more, because later, what's gonna happen?
No, definitely.
And
it's all having a reason behind what you do, because like you just said it right now, like there's some times where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like this is crazy, and you go back to why you're doing it, your reason, and if you have a strong enough reason, even if it fails, even if that business fails, you have that reason of whatever it is, and if it's the financial freedom or whatever, you're gonna start another company. You're gonna start another company, and if same thing with the job. If you have a reason for doing that, if you get fired, you're gonna go and you're gonna look for another job that probably pays more, stuff like that. So it's about growth, man. It's about scaling. It's always about scaling, and whatever you do. But that's the hardest part. That's the hardest part is scaling. It's actually going up that hill. Because once you're at the top and you see the view, you're like, it was worth it. But the process there is very hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. And a lot of people see like entrepreneurs and they're, oh my God, these people are so rich and they got this. Oh man, it's like it takes a while. These guys, Tony Robbins, all these successful people, they went through their grind, and that's what I love.
And they're still going through it every day. Just people don't see it that way.
Yeah, man.
Because they have money.
That's what I love about the process. That's what I love about the whole process is that you're constantly learning, but you have to have a good team as well. Yeah. Because people don't think that they can do it by themselves. Nah, man. That you can, and I've learned that. And I have a great business partner that really keeps me grounded and always gives me an earful when I'm fucking up. And I feel like that's what companies need. That's what companies need, that support system of but really people that really care and want to see you succeed. And that makes it easier. That makes the journey a lot easier because we get tunnel vision sometimes. We get tunnel vision and we just get caught up with all the other things, other things that really don't matter at that moment. Because what matters now is growing this business. We have to.
It's funny. There was like a couple days ago, I was talking to a new friend that I made. Mm-hmm. He is a jazz musician, mm-hmm. and he's an artist. But he was telling me, we were just talking about how there's some people out there who, like, this is the metaphor that I used. Mm-hmm. Okay, there are some people out there who are at the top of Mount Everest, and they're planting their flag up there because they've already scaled it. It took them X amount of years, right? And now, I'm looking at myself and us, mm-hmm. you included, right? We're at the bottom of that mountain, and I'm looking up, and I'm like, what in the hell? Why am I here?
You're like, shit, man.
I gotta be up there. You can't even see the top of the mountain. There's clouds, right? You can't see the top of the mountain. And it's there's a lot of fear. It's scary.
And there's times where you slide back down. You're like,
avalanche, right?
Why?
Everything just comes back tumbling up.
Man. But it's a marathon, man. It's a marathon. A lot of people say it's like, this is not just something that you can get. And then that's why I think business fail is because they think short term. Mm-hmm. They're just like, how are we going to make so much money? But then they're in it. They're in it because we read a lot. We could read a lot of books about business and stuff like that. But once you're in the trenches, you really see, because they say it's hard. They say it's a lot of work and stuff like that. So we're reading it.
I think that's what school. It's great. Education is great, but experience is better. Like, we didn't go to business school, yet we feel, and again, we feel, not that they are, we feel that we are making $1 million companies.
Yeah.
Right? We don't know if that's going to happen because everything is not 100% guaranteed. But we feel that the companies that we're building are $1 million companies, right? Like, school is good, man. Yeah. And you can talk about theory all day long and whatnot. But when you finally put things into practice and you see your downfalls, the obstacles you have to overcome yourself, because you are your own big obstacle who you weren't, like, you didn't know about you when you were working 9 to 5 because you were busy doing other things. But now you have to look at yourself for example, like for you had to look at yourself and kind of paint yourself on that building. You're treating the building like you treat yourself. Like, I should be this clean because this is what I expect. Yeah. And how long have you been cultivating this? How long have you been doing window cleaning for?
About 10 years.
10 years. 10 years. And it's a long process, and it's only going to get longer.
A lot of fuck-ups, man. I did a lot of mistakes. One time we were cleaning some screens in this huge home up in by Newport Coast. And it was one of, like, I think it was like my first week. I was going to Jaws, man, hard. I'm like, hey, man, let's get to work. And I was trying to prove myself. And I was young, too. I was like 21. Mm-hmm. So I was young. And I was like, all right, I want to work. And I had the energy. So we're working. And the guys, they didn't really give me instructions of how to clean the screens. They just told me to take off the screens and go clean them downstairs. But there were like 100, 200 screens. So a lot of screens. But these were custom made for the windows, and some of them worked and stuff. So they were really hard. It was just kind of like a snug fit. So,
Yeah.
but they all looked very similar. So I'm getting there and I'm cleaning the screens and I'm just tossing them, boom, 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 and grabbing them and getting them dry. What I didn't know and what they failed to tell me was don't lose their order because they would go to specific windows. So I waited. I made a fuck you. They were
You just
like,
made a pile of
dude. I was just like, all right,
screens,
and I was so proud of my work too. I'm like, all right, guys, quick. I was like, and they look at it and they're like,
like,
and I was like, hey man, look at this. Like, look at this. This is spotless. And they're like, no man, you sure to mix them up, dude. We were there for an extra hour trying to figure out the screen. And I'm over here like, damn, all right. And they're just giving me shit, man. Yeah. They're just giving me shit. And I'm like, fuck, man. All that hard work, but that's why procedures are very important. And Robert's the king of procedures. That guy, you don't follow his procedures, but that's good. Step by step.
Everything has a step that follows it. Something has to happen. And for you to get a result, you need to follow steps, in order to get there.
Yeah.
That's really important. So, we were talking about the system earlier. It's really, really important.
Yeah. That's going to make or break a company.
Yeah.
Is their procedures, because you don't really, me and Robert, when we sat down and did the procedures, we sat down for a couple of hours of just thinking of everything that scenarios, thinking of everything, man. We were just, but to me, it didn't really seem like work. It was more like,
it's kind of fun, right?
It was like, oh man, I remember this. Oh, we can't use this, or how to pitch a ladder, and how I remember. So it kind of brings you back, but we have it on paper. We have it all on paper, and that's Robert, man. That's his thing. He's a business consultant, wise with eyes, the best in Orange County.
Business consultant in research.
What developer? Business
developer, yeah.
And marketing, man. He's fucking great in marketing. Yep.
So yeah, look out for another podcast that's going to be dropping on Tuesday. Due to other personal things, I may or may not be there. We'll see for the first couple episodes, but
it'll be cool. I'm nervous. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun if you guys, whoever's tuning in.
So so Gilbert, let's wrap this up.
Damn, already?
Yeah.
I got a lot more. No, just I was like, you got me going, man.
Hey, I gotta get you. I have to bring you on another episode. You got me going. Man.
Part 2.
I have to bring you in another episode.
No, it's cool.
It's always really good to talk to you, and it's funny because we talk like this off the air. Yeah. Like this is the way we talk, right? It's always really interesting to listen to our friends and their experiences and everything they've been going through, because it helps. It's crazy,
and it's crazy, and that's why we're in this, because I don't have like a set schedule of 9 to 5. It's when there's work, and when we're able to have fun.
Yep,
we have fun. But that's cool, man. It's really.
So tell people where to find you, where to find Pure One Window Cleaning, in case they want to get their windows cleaned.
Dude, they can find us anywhere. I'm talking about Yelp. I'm talking about LinkedIn. I'm talking about Facebook, Instagram, Yelp, Angie's List. What's the other one?
You have your own website.
Craigslist.
What's your website?
It's visitpure1.com.
Visitpure1.com.
Yes. So visit Pure One, guys.
Is that Pure One today?
Visit pure1today.com.
Okay, see,
we got so many sayings, man.
But the Pure One,
it's because it's the Pure One way, the right way, the only way.
The only way. All right, Gilbert. Thank you again for joining me today, man. I'll talk to you next episode.
Thank you.
I'll see you on the next podcast.
Whenever,
everybody,
man.
Have a good evening. Have a good weekend. We actually are going to be back tomorrow. Saturday, which is the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have another guest. We're going to be talking about money. Really excited to talk to my friend, Luis Lopez. He is a financial educator. So look out for that podcast. It's going to drop tomorrow. Have a good night. Have a good one.
Peace. Later, guys.
All right, Gilbert. Scroll down.